Hi everyone, welcome to Miss Adams Predicts Romeo and Juliet. This video is going to have a look at the Edexcel International GCSE, but it's for the standard papers, not the regional papers. So the regional papers are the one that have a little R next to them for people sitting the exam in a different time region. This is just for the standard set. We'll have a little look at all of the different series in the past papers, see if we can spot any trends or patterns, but just generally give you a little bit of a steer with your revision. We don't have crystal balls, so please make sure that you are revising broadly and widely. That being said, let's get started.
Okay, so last series, November, we had the significance of the feud, and quite a specific question: was Juliet unwise for choosing Romeo over Paris? It was, to what extent do you agree? So it was a how far question. The year before that, we had a cracking question of parents, coupled with something considerably harder that was humour. I would imagine that everyone would have done parents. Series before that, Mercutio and the ending. A character you admire in Revenge. You can sort of see all of the different ones. Pause it if you want, just to kind of have a really, really good look. But one thing that I think is important to recognise is that, you know, the exam board has repeated themes and characters quite a lot. You know, the feud specifically has been repeated here and here, and then there have been sort of similarities. So we've had, like, for example, Juliet and her father echoed with parents of Romeo, parents of Romeo and Juliet. So there have been sort of like little variations. So I think you could expect for another theme or character to be repeated. One thing that I think we've weirdly not seen enough of is just literally the love between Romeo and Juliet, and what a lovely question that would be. Oh, please, 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 exam board, give us something along those lines. And, you know, we've had questions on love, we've had questions on conflict, but the pairing of the two in Romeo and Juliet, love and conflict go hand in hand. To what extent do you agree? You know, it's such a huge theme, starting from the prologue onwards. Honour is another really important theme that hasn't really come up that I can see, unless I'm being blind, and that could be like family honour, it could be masculine honour. Honour's definitely come up in some other exam boards. Now, I thought to myself, there was a in what way is Tybalt and Mercutio similar character question, which is quite a tricky one. So I wondered if they might do a kind of a switcheroo and do something like, to what extent are Benvolio and Tybalt different? Because, you know, one's a peacekeeper, one is sort of violent and quarrelsome. Maybe. That's quite a hard one. I wondered about death. I know it's come up here. Excuse me, in 2019, but maybe we might get violence, the significance of violence, like with that combined. And then the other one that, unless again I'm being blind and I can't see, the other thing that hasn't come up that is sort of huge is fate. Like, what role does fate play in Romeo and Juliet's death? So that would be a really, really nice one. Now that we've had parents quite recently, I haven't put like youth versus age on the list, but that is another kind of big theme that we've not sort of seen. Obviously, like it's relevant to some of these questions, but, you know, youth versus age. But you know what I'm going to say, as long as you revise broadly and widely across all the characters and themes, you're going to be golden no matter what comes up. Hopefully that was helpful. Just having a little look at the kinds of questions that comes up gives you a good steer. Do give me a shout if you've got any questions. I'll do my best to come back to you. Otherwise, do subscribe, do share my videos with your buddies, and happy revising.